All right, guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. If you're new here, my name is Tom Hobbs, and we are just going to sit and have a good old-fashioned conversation. If you guys watch some of my previous videos, you'll know I'm not here for fancy edits. I'm not here for these, scroll-stopping fucking hooks or trying to play the algorithm and whatnot. I just want to sit here and have a proper conversation and deep dive into topics that I think will truly add value to you and your lives, and hopefully give you something tangible to go away with to apply to these struggles and challenges you're going to have. So yeah, very, very chilled kind of vibe here. So have a seat, chuck this on while you're doing your cardio or you're going for a walk, whatever it might be. And let's dive into today's topic. So we're going to be talking about self-doubt, right? And you're probably like, oh yeah, self-doubt, that's an original one. There's probably a million fucking self-doubt videos on the internet. But I guess I see self-doubt in a slightly different way, especially as a man. Now, if you are new here, I suffered with body dysmorphia, insecurities, and just a really negative, pessimistic self-image for over half my life, for the best part of 15 years. And self-doubt was at the forefront of a lot of that, right? I would look in the mirror and I would just see a body and a man and just a person that wasn't capable, or I thought at the time wasn't capable of building everything that I want to build, right? I have 4 very, very simple things that I'm here to build and work towards in my life. That is an epic physique that I feel confident in, that I feel proud in, that is an asset to my life, where I'm, looking after my health and whatnot. I want to make a fuckload of money, right? But I want to make a fuckload of money delivering on and fulfilling my purpose and my mission. I want to create a beautiful, loving family and be able to provide everything for them. And I just want to leave the world in a better place than I found it in, right? Very simple fucking things, and be able to live this life free from insecurities, free from the control of anyone or anything else. So when body dysmorphia was doing its thing, right, and making me feel really limited and restricted as a man, I would doubt myself so fucking much, especially when it came to achieving these things and building these things. And I'm sure you can relate, as men, we have this inherent, desire to build, right? An empire, a legacy, a body, a relationship, a business, financial wealth, all these things, right? We like to be doing, we like to be building things. And that's great. But if you don't have the internal foundation to back that up, if you are crippled with this self-doubt, which is like maybe comparison, maybe fear of judgment, maybe fear of failure, maybe you sabotage yourself because you're not good enough. And before you even start, you're in your head like, oh, you're not going to be able to achieve this because, you've done this in the past, or remember what this person said about you, or whatever it might be, right? This doubt is going to put a handbrake on so many things we as men want to build. And a lot of my clients come to me with this too. It's like, yep, they're struggling physically. They don't like their body and what they see. They might be, struggling in relationships. They might be stuck in a job they hate and feel powerless to get out of it, right? But the reason all of these things are happening is because there's just this overarching doubt, because they don't see themselves as someone capable of actually doing the fucking things, right? So I'm sure you watching this, you've got your version of this, that self-doubt is holding you back from, or your self-doubt is, confirming or magnifying something that you don't like about yourself. And the more I tried to move out of this, right, especially with my body dysmorphia, like I would try to, just change my body. I thought, okay, you've got body dysmorphia. You don't like your physique and what you're seeing in the mirror. So the answer is to just change the body. That'll fix everything, right, including your self-doubt. And it did to an extent. However, no matter how much that changed, the internal dialogue in my head, the language that I spoke with, the moves that I was making in life wasn't reflective of someone that didn't doubt himself anymore. It was like, okay, yeah, I'm like 10 kilos lighter and I look a bit better, but why is this self-doubt not going anywhere? And the fact was, I was missing a lot of other areas that my self-doubt was clinging onto. And I personally believe we have 4 things that when we get these 4 things in place, self-doubt no longer has a place in our lives. And again, this is from my experience, this is from what I have seen in clients, and it all just makes sense to me, right? But again, before we get into these 4 things, before any of it can actually work, you need to be in a place where you're like, I am fucking done living this way, right? I can doubt myself. I can have self-doubt. I can feel limited. I can not know how I'm going to make this happen. That's okay, right? We can have that. But mentally, you got to be like, I'm not going to let this control me anymore. I'm not going to let this be my story and be my life. So before we can implement the strategies of the things that we're about to talk about, you need to start leading yourself beyond this self-doubt, and you need to start leading yourself as if you are already the man who no longer doubts himself. The way you speak, the way you move, the way you show up, right? The way you, find and channel your motivation, the way you show up with your food and your training and all these different things. Like, you need to lead yourself out of this place of doubt. And I dropped a great podcast episode where I'm talking about leading yourself through insecurity, which is up on my Spotify, called Beyond Limitation with Coach Tom Hobbs. It's up. I'll chuck a link down below. But that's a great place, a great episode to listen to, where I go into more depth around how do we actually lead ourselves out of insecurity. But let's get into these 4 pillars, right? I personally believe our 4 pillars revolve around our body, revolve around our spiritual connection, revolve around our purpose, and revolve around our, I'm going to say mindset, but it's more specifically our core story and the belief systems that come with that, which I'll get into, all right? So when we have all these 4 pillars in place, I just don't have a reason to doubt myself anymore because I've done the work on aligning these 4. And of course, you can always get better, you can always improve. But for me now, it's not that I ever doubt myself. It's just sometimes I need reminding of who I actually am and that everything that is happening is exactly as it is supposed to be happening. So first and foremost, starting with the most obvious one, is your body and health. So if you look in the mirror and you aren't happy and confident with what you see, you are always going to feel a level of doubt and restriction, right? So it's a fucking easy one. There's no sugarcoating it. Like, get into good fucking shape. Commit to a build if you feel like you're too skinny. Commit to a deficit and lose some body fat if you feel like you're overweight, right? So at the moment, I'm towards the end of a big deficit that I've been doing. I'm down like 8 kilos, I think. This morning, clocked in the 96s, which I don't know when I've been in the 96s before, but I'm probably the leanest I've ever been. And granted, when I'm getting this lean, I'm like, okay, I really need to spend some time putting some muscle on, but that's like just general improvement, not, from a body dysmorphia perspective, right? But get into better fucking shape, prioritize your training, and also prioritize the food that's going into your body, because when you're feeling energetic, when you're feeling nourished, when you are vital, you have libido, you have all these things that come with eating well, again, that is going to take away something that your doubt can grab onto. Because if you don't like what you see, or you're a bit overweight, or you get out of breath walking upstairs, or you don't feel strong, like, that is going to create doubt in your mind. So first and foremost, get into better shape. This is a fucking non-negotiable for any man that is serious about actually building and creating a better life and becoming a better man, right? I don't think I need to spend too long on this. I don't want you to be like, oh, this guy's just going to tell me to get in better shape to remove my self-doubt. But that is one of the most important pillars that we all need to have in place. Number 2 is our spiritual connection, right? And this is probably, this one took me the longest to work out. And I'm just going to say it, I personally believe if you are not connected to God or a higher power, I don't really care what that is for you, right? For me, it is God. I read the Bible, I pray, that works for me. I don't really care what you do, but we need to get to this place where we have awareness that there is something bigger than us out there. Because here's the thing, if we don't believe that, if we suppress this belief that there is a higher power, there is a God, then we place all the ownership and work on us, right? And that is being done from a very, very ego-driven place. And what does our ego like to do? It likes to keep us the same as we are, right? It likes familiarity. It likes repetition. Anytime you feel resistance to make a big move, that is ego being like, well, hold on a minute. But this is who we are. And if we do that, we might get better. And if we get better, then we're not this version of us anymore, right? And we stay in this ego-controlled cycle, which basically blocks off the ability for us to see anything beyond ourselves. And when we're stuck in ego, this is where swear, like it will weaponize things like comparison, fear of judgment, self-sabotage, the made up social fucking hierarchy to keep us exactly as we are. So when we're coming from this place of ego and we're disconnected from source, disconnected from God, and we feel like it is literally just us, we make all of our decisions based on who we are in this moment in time. And for most of us, that is going to come with doubt, right? If I, like, say, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago when I was, really badly suffering with body dysmorphia, if I was to try and go to the gym or eat better from the place that I was in then, I probably wouldn't have done it because I had so much doubt. I had so much evidence of failed past experiences that it would just make me feel shit about myself and I would fall off track. But I got to a point, especially in the last year. So I got into the best shape of my life towards the end of last year. And then now I'm looking to better that. And it's no coincidence that I found God at the start of last year, 2024. Yeah, started 2024. Best shape of my life towards the end of 2024. And I'm now in even better shape, sort of May 2025, right? Because for me, I don't doubt where I'm at. I don't doubt the challenges that are coming in. I don't doubt that I'm going to be successful in the things I want. Like, I'm going to build $1 million mentoring business. I'm going to have the family. I'm going to have the body. I'm going to have this life and this lifestyle. I'm going to work with men, sell out epic retreats in Bali and all these different things, right? I don't have any of those things right now in this present moment, but I know they're going to happen. Because if it is a calling on my heart and I feel it within me, then I know that is being given to me by God. And because I can open myself up to this state of mind that is outside of my ego, where I'm not judging myself and what I'm going to be doing based on who I am now and what I've done, but instead of this limitless world and this limitless human that I am as part of this giant, like, existential questioning fucking universe that had to be created by something. I'm just going to drop this camera because this chair tends to drop, right? When I see myself as part of this, I'm like, of course I'm fucking limitless. Of course I can achieve whatever I want because God has my back, right? There is a plan for my life and I connect to this every single day. Every challenge that I'm given, I'm like, okay, like obviously I needed this to become the kind of man that's going to be capable of achieving the things. So back when I had my body dysmorphia, yeah, I wasn't the man capable of achieving these things that I want back then. But the trials and tribulations, the struggles, the challenges, and everything I went through was leading me. And like I was at training, right? Like I was in the fucking dojo getting hit and knocked down time after time after time. But that was building my character, building my resolve, helping me shift my mind, helping me realize what I actually fucking wanted. And all of that was the reason, right, for me to now be where I am now. And I'm grateful because of that. And we can be like, oh yeah, just like, that's just how it happened and this is just how I am. Or we can get out of our fucking head and drop our ego for a second and not be me and be like, hey, maybe that was part of the plan. Maybe I unconsciously asked for that. And better yet, maybe I fucking needed that. And without that, I wouldn't even be where I am. So this is usually the hardest one for men, like open yourself up spiritually. And I get it. I used to be the guy that thought spirituality was woo-woo and all that stuff. But finding God and opening myself up to something other than me and getting out of my ego when it comes to what I'm here to do is the best thing I've ever done. And there's no coincidence why the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the people at the top of their fields are always thanking God and praying to God. Like, I'm a big American sport consumer, and you barely see a post-game interview with an athlete who doesn't mention God at some point, right? Like, coincidence? Like, I tend to think not, right? So when you have a dialed spiritual connection, I don't doubt anymore, because it's like, why would I doubt myself when there is something bigger at play? It's like, I actually can doubt myself, and sometimes I do. However, because I have this connection, I'm like, okay, I might not know how, but I know he's got it. Like, I know there is a plan. I know everything that I'm going through is exactly as it is supposed to be. So I'm just going to keep showing up, right? I'm going to let this doubt wash through me. I'm going to sit in it. It's okay. But I know he's got a plan, right? And there is so much comfort to that. And I personally believe that even if, like, for me, it doesn't matter if there is a God, if Jesus was real, like if any of it was actually real, it doesn't matter, because that belief system And living that way serves me so fucking much. Like, I just don't see a downside, right? So spiritual connection, number 2, is absolutely massive. Now, the third one is, connecting to your purpose. And this can be a really hard one too, because again, I personally believe that every person, man or woman, was put onto this earth to deliver a gift to the world to make it a better place. There is something that only you and I have that was meant to be delivered to the world in a way that only you or I could deliver it. So for me, not going to get into this massively, but like, I've been PT to online coach to working with mostly women on body image stuff to now really using my gift to help men, because I believe I have a voice that men need to hear on how to create this synergy between being the gym bro, building the body, having the epic physique, but also dialing into the inner work, the mental, emotional, spiritual work to help actually be the best man that they can possibly be. I believe I can do that better than anyone else, right? And that is something that's been on my heart for so long. So whenever I wake up now, like that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, how can I fulfill this mission? How can I build on my purpose today? How can I get better as a man, right? Every time I'm training or eating or connecting with people or doing videos like this, I'm like, this is to help me fulfill this mission that I'm here for. And as a man, dialing in and connecting to this is so important, because it's going to be the thing that propels and motivates you for everything else you do, right? It's like, I can't not be in shape with the work I do. I can't not eat healthy and be switched on and mentally clear with the work I do, right? I can't be lacking in all these areas. I can't be disconnected from God in the work that I'm doing. So every time I go to do my things throughout the day, it's like, it just all works together in this giant flywheel that propels me and moves me forward. And that purpose, obviously mine is not really business related. It's helping men, right? Yours doesn't need to be a business thing or a job thing. Like, maybe you just are happy, working a 9 to 5 and doing your thing and coming home and focusing on other things. Maybe it's just to be the best father, the best husband you can be. Maybe it's to be generational change in your bloodline, that you're finally the man that's been able to open up, let their walls down and shift the way men act moving forward. Like, the buck stops with you. Maybe it is a business. Maybe it is to be a coach or mentor. Maybe it is to, get people in amazing shape and help them feel more confident in their bodies. Like, it doesn't matter, but you have a gift that no one else on this earth can deliver as well as you can. And again, we get to this place where it's like, well, if I'm serious about making this happen, I don't have time to sit and doubt myself all the time, because that is going to interfere with my mission. And for me, my mission and my purpose is well and truly fucking above my desire to sit here and doubt myself all the time. So I would just recommend you doing some work around finding out what this actually is. And if you don't know yet, it's cool, right? But at least be proactive and have intention behind working out what that is. Like, journaling on it can help. Like, doing some meditation, some visualizations can help. Being like, what lights me up when I'm doing X, Y, Z? What lights me up the most? What do I feel most at home with? What do I know the most about that I can help other people with? What kind of role can I step into effortlessly that is going to benefit the world and the people that I love, right? And as I said a few times, like, men, we need to build something. So for me, especially shifting to what I'm doing now, I'm wanting to help men more become better men and all the things that come with that, because I want them to be better men for their families, right? Which means they're going to be better men for their kids, and their kids are going to be better as a result of that. And the world is going to become a better place because of this, albeit very, very small impact that I'm having on a select number of people whilst I'm here. Like, that gives me purpose. That gives me motivation. That helps me go to the gym when I don't feel like it, because I'm a role model to some people, and I want to be a role model to some people. So if you don't know your purpose, like, all good, like, spend time each day, dedicate 30 to 40 minutes to actually sit and think about, okay, what am I here to do, right? If I didn't have any of these doubts, there was no limitations, no insecurities, no financial restrictions, no time restrictions, whatever it might be, what would I be doing to make the world a better place? Right? Once you connect to this, like, it just can put so many things into perspective and help you beyond belief. Like, I've felt very purposeful for the last 4 or 5 years with what I've been doing, but I'm actually not sure I've ever felt as purposeful as I have across the last couple of weeks when I made the decision, and again, because I'm looking after my body, because I'm connected to God, because I've shifted my core story, which is our last pillar in a minute, that's allowed me to actually be open to being like, okay, yeah, the whole working with men thing, that's what you need to fucking do. Time to go all in. I know it's scary. I know there's resistance. I know, you're comfortable working with women and what you've been doing, but it's fucking go time. Let's go. There's a reason that it's here. So because of all these other areas, that's allowed me to really dive in, and I love it. Like, I love having these conversations. Like, I've been planning, I'm going to speak about this a bit at the end of the video, but like the Chosen Brotherhood, which is a membership, and it's also going to be a 7-day summit in Bali where I have 6 men at a time come and live together for 7 days in Bali. We train together, we eat together, we recover together. We go through a ton of, mindset content and learnings. We express together, we get vulnerable, we connect to our purpose, and we just build this brotherhood of men that are here on the same fucking mission to make the world a better place and to be the best man they can be. And I visualize running this fucking thing. I visualize this Chosen Brotherhood membership. Every month we're jumping on calls, and there's just these men that are just stepping into so much power that is just, it's fucking epic, and it lights me up, right? So find your version of that. And when you have that again, like, I don't have time to doubt myself. I just don't have fucking time to doubt myself. And one of the reasons is because that means too damn much to me to be successful in, right? And our 4th pillar is all around the mindset side of things, and what I call your core story and the subsequent beliefs that come with that. Now, our core story, I might have spoken about this. I spoke about this recently. Maybe it was in the last podcast episode I did. But our core story is basically the overarching narrative and lens in which we see ourselves through. So a lot of the time when we don't know this, it's very negative, it's very pessimistic, and it's the root of everything you don't like about yourself and every negative thing that's happening in your life. So for me, my body dysmorphia, the way I saw myself in the mirror, that was not the problem. The problem was that I truly believed I was a guy that was never going to be confident, that was never going to have a body good enough, that was never going to be jacked, have that sexy physique, post shirtless photos, even be shirtless around other people, right? And that I was always going to be that insecure bloke. So that was my core narrative. Like, if you imagine a movie script, that was the way my life, i.e. my movie that I was portraying and seeing, that was the way it played out. So everything that I had, everything that I experienced, everything that I saw, everything that happened to me was simply a projection and another piece of evidence confirming this core story to me. So if we sit in this place of self-doubt, and here's something that is a fucking game changer. Whenever we have a negative feeling or emotion, that's actually a built-in alarm system alerting to us to the fact that we are still believing a lie. So anytime you look in the mirror and you see a body you don't like and you have that like sinking feeling in your stomach, and it's like, oh, you look shit, like people are going to laugh at you, people are going to judge you, and that's going to be an attack on your character and you're not going to feel good, blah blah blah. Like, that's a lie, because it's putting you into this negative fight or flight state, and that's being like, hey, like, you're actually believing something about yourself that isn't true of the truest core version of you deep down, right? Your true fucking self, right? Away from all the conditioning. It's actually a lie. So when we can get our core story aligned with where we're actually wanting to go, right, that is then going to start shifting how our wiring in our brain actually works. We're going to start having different belief systems, our self-image, the way we see ourselves, the way we hold ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves, the things like the leaps and the risks we take. All of these different things will now start working for us, because the root, the script is no longer rooted in negativity, pessimism, incapability, lack of worth, lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, all these different things that it was in the past. And like, for me, my core story, I've done a lot of work on it. I've done a lot of work on my belief systems. These are all things that literally impact the way we see our world, right? This is in a module called Reality Creation that I take my guys through, where we're not seeing what is actually happening. We are seeing what is happening based on how our mind is set up and wired. So if we're in this place of lack all the time, in this place of no confidence, no worthiness, our lens of the world is going to reflect that. right? And again, this is where self-doubt, we're going to find evidence of it absolutely fucking everywhere, because that is who we see ourselves as. So when we change this core story, suddenly the lens in which we see our world through changes as well. And when that changes, now we can start to see evidence of the opposite of self-doubt, right? Of reasons why we can do this, of pieces of evidence that are like, yeah, see, you are doing great, or you are enough, or damn, like, is that a bicep vein? Like, damn, I'm actually feeling confident to be shirtless. Like, I actually like how I look. Oh, I'm getting compliments now. Like, oh, I just signed another client. Like, we're now allowing ourselves to see evidence to the contrary, which has always been there, but because it didn't align with our core story, we literally like block it out, because it's not relevant to us, because it's not who we see ourselves as. And a lot of men that I've worked with, I worked with a guy recently who came to one of my events, and in the words of his partner, 20 years of suppression gone in a day. And seeing this man from the fear in being vulnerable and sharing his story and sharing how he saw himself and his struggles, like, it took him nearly half an hour to get a word out, right? From behind the fear, behind the like, these people are going to fucking judge me, right? All right, I think the battery overheated. I must not have the setting on. But anyway, I can't remember exactly where I was at. But yeah, talking about the guy that came to the event, 20 years of suppression gone. And that was due to the work we did around his core story, because I was like, bro, like, you don't have to live this way anymore. You don't have to live seeing yourself in this way, always being burnt out, always having your walls up, always thinking you need to be this type of man to receive love, whatever it was for him. And seeing what can happen in literally an 8-hour day to get rid of 20 years of suppression because we shifted his core story, it was like this weight off his shoulders. And it was like, yeah, like bro, you don't have to live this way anymore, right? This self-image that you've created is nothing more than you being a victim to the conditioning you have received. And instead of being like, hey, hold on a minute, this doesn't fucking serve me. This is not the way I want to live. This is not the way I want to see myself. You took it on as truth, and you didn't allow yourself to see just how big of a fucking lie it was, right? So this core story work and the subsequent beliefs that comes with it is an absolute fucking game changer as a bloke. So if you have all 4 of these things in place, like self-doubt, the way I put it in a reel I put up the other day, I'm like, what reason do I have to doubt myself? I like what I see in the mirror. I have a purpose. Like, I have purpose to my days. I know why I'm here. I have a connection with God and a relationship with God, and I have trust in Him, trust in His plan. And I can even look at the worst things happening to me as a way of Him making me better to eventually fulfill and have all the things that I desire. And I'm not controlled by this limiting core story anymore. I don't have belief systems that pull me down. I don't talk to myself negatively anymore. So what do I have to doubt myself over, right? And sure, there might be things in my tangible 3D world that are taking some time to shift, but if you have trust, if you know you're the kind of man that can move through them and make something better of them, and if you have the patience to continue to show up because what you are working towards means so fucking much to you, like, why would I doubt myself? Like, I don't understand. So if you're doubting yourself, chances are one of or multiple of these pillars are actually holding you back. And this is like what solved my body dysmorphia. It's like, yep, I got into better shape, but I also fixed all these other areas that was causing conflict and fucking chaos in my mind. And that body dysmorphia was just who I thought I was. That was my identity. I didn't know anything else, but I allowed myself to see something else, to believe that there was a life out there beyond the body dysmorphia. And I didn't fucking normalize it. Right? So yeah, I would love to hear from you as we start to wrap this video up. Like, which of these pillars do you think personally needs work the most? Or if there's a few, I would love to hear. Drop them down in the comments. If you don't want to share them in the comments, send me a message on Instagram. And I would love to hear from you. But yeah, bro, like, you don't have to live with this self-doubt anymore. Like, you are capable of achieving some epic things in your life, and the people that care about you and that love you, they need you to move beyond this self-doubt. Like, you can't afford to live with this anymore. So let this be your wake-up call. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, the chosen brotherhood, if you're feeling called to do this and to learn these ways and to come into my world and understand how all of this works so you can become a better fucking man. You can be the jacked, the confident, the grounded, the purpose-driven leader that you are supposed to be, free from this insecurity and self-doubt, then I want to invite you into the Chosen Brotherhood. This damn battery, I'll find the setting for the next video so this doesn't happen again. But yeah, the Chosen Brotherhood. So we've got the membership and we've got the Bali Summit, and this is just, a place for you to come to let go of this self-doubt, to get into better shape, and to be the man that you're destined to fucking be, right? So there's a link down below for an application. Otherwise, send me a message. If you got any questions, I can give you all the details. But yeah, if this video has resonated and you want to take action on this, I'd highly recommend you inquiring about it. We can have a convo to see if it's a good fit for you, and we can get you living this life fucking self-doubt free. So thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. Make sure you do all the things, like, subscribe, go watch some of my other content, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.